from Fitting Fitness In. I'm a personal trainer and nutrition specialist, and welcome to Get Healthy with Holly. Today I'm going to talk about your brain. And I know I've done a show on brain health and exercise on your brain, but I'm really passionate about taking care of your brain because my mom had Alzheimer's for 17 years. Yes, 17 years is a very long time to have Alzheimer's, and so I'm very passionate about it. And that is one of the reasons I went and got certified as Brains in Balance, certified instructor, and a brain health trainer. And September is Alzheimer's month, and we are going to remind you that there are ways that you can help prevent Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's was a disease that was founded in 1906 by a German physician, Dr. Alois Alzheimer, and he named it a very peculiar disease because it was one of profound memory loss as well as microscopic brain changes. So it actually changes your brain. What's the difference between Alzheimer's and dementia? Well, Alzheimer's is actually a disease and dementia is not. Dementia are symptoms of cognitive decline. Alzheimer's, though, does account for 60 to 80% of dementia cases in the US. But there are ways that you can reduce your risk of Alzheimer's disease, and let me just go through a few of them. And the number one, what do you think? Exercise. Yes, exercise. And specifically cardiovascular exercise, because that raises your heart rate and increases the blood flow to your brain and your body. And that helps reduce cognitive decline. And specifically memory, because it improves the size of your hippocampus, which is where your memory is stored. And several studies have shown the association between physical activity and reduction of cognitive decline. You can find out more about the exercise in your brain. I did that on episode 7 of season 3, I believe. So you can go up on my website, fittingfitnessin.com, and take a look. There's exercise in your brain. And then a little further, maybe I think it was in season 4, we did brain health. What else can we do? Well, you can continue to educate yourself, continue to use your brain by learning new things. Formal education in any stage of life is going to help increase or decrease the risk of cognitive decline. So maybe take a course at the community college or community ed or online, or learn to play the piano or learn to dance. That's a good one for your brain. But continue to keep learning. That makes a difference. Of course, stopping smoking. It's amazing what happens when you stop smoking. Smoking is so bad for your health for many reasons, but evidence shows that smoking increases your risk of cognitive decline. And when you quit smoking, the risk levels really go down almost to the point of not smoking. So if you can, and I know it's not easy, try to stop smoking. The other thing is to take care of your heart. Evidence shows that the risk factors for cardiovascular disease, like obesity, high blood pressure, and diabetes, all have a negative effect on your cognitive health. So that's one, take care of your heart, takes care of your brain. The next one is try to reduce any risk of brain injury. It raises your risk of cognitive decline and dementia. And so wear a helmet when you ride your bike, wear a helmet and when you're playing contact sports. Take steps to prevent falls, so learn to maintain your balance. That's why I teach a Brains in Balance class. Working on your balance helps, but try to reduce the risk. Wear your seatbelt. So if you're in a car accident, you're not hitting your head. Also, healthy eating, and I'm sure you can see all these nice healthy foods in front of me, and I'm going to get into that in a minute, but healthy eating a well-balanced diet is going to help reduce cognitive decline. Specifically, those that are lower in fat and higher in vegetables and fruit. For instance, although research is still going out on these, but it shows that the Mediterranean DASH, which is the dietary approach to stop hypertension, that diet continues to reduce your risk, as well as the Mediterranean diet. So I don't really think of how I eat as a diet, but I probably eat more like the DASH diet. And that emphasizes vegetables, fruits, low-fat dairy products, whole grains, fish, poultry, beans, seeds, nuts, and some healthy vegetable oils. The DASH diet limits sodium, sweets, sugary beverages, and red meats. Whereas the Mediterranean diet is pretty much close to that, but it allows you to have some red meat. So probably I'm a little in between because I probably have red meat maybe 3 or 4 times a year, but it's not the norm for us. So eating healthy, and I'll get into, I'm going to make a nice healthy salad for you. Sleep. Sleep is another one. When you don't get enough sleep, like you have insomnia or maybe sleep apnea is keeping you from getting enough sleep, it can result in memory problems and hard to think. You have brain fog. You don't want to be counting sheep. You like my apron? I got this one in Ireland. You don't want to be having to count sheep at night. So the other thing is to take care of your mental health. Studies show that people with a history of depression have an increased risk of cognitive decline. So if you're feeling depressed, if you have anxiety, if you're having mental health concerns, please get help. Get some therapy and treat it. Stress management is another one. Being stressed, well, that will also attribute to not sleeping. So try things to reduce stress. For me, exercise, but maybe it's meditation. Maybe it's reading a book, or maybe doing some yoga, or going for a walk. Of course, that is exercise, isn't it? Right back to the theme of exercise. Another thing to help reduce your risk of Alzheimer's is staying socially active. Socialization helps support brain health. So find ways to be part of your local community. If you love animals, volunteer at the animal shelter. If you like to sing, join a choir, or volunteer to help at an after-school program, or just get together with friends and family and do activities. Socialization is good for the brain. The other thing is to challenge your mind. So you want to challenge and activate your mind by doing different things. Maybe do wood shop and build a piece of furniture, or complete a jigsaw puzzle. Do something artistic. Play games that involve strategic thinking, like bridge and maybe mahjong. Challenging your mind will have short and long-term benefits for your brain. Now, I use a couple different books. Here's one, The Playful Brain. And this talks about how the surprising science of how puzzles improve your mind. This is a really good one. I use this in a lot of my brain classes, and I teach 2 different brain classes right now. And then the other one, which I use with my active agers all the time, 399 games, puzzles, and trivia challenges specifically designed to keep your brain young, by Nancy Lind. This is an excellent book. It has trivia questions, it has puzzles, like mind puzzles. It has different things that you have to come up with different cities, and can you name all 50 states? So that's a great book as well. Another thing that I do, on my phone, I go into Luminosity and Elevate. Those are 2 brain game apps that you could put on your phone, and I do those every morning. They're a lot of fun, and some of them are quite challenging. You know, the processing speed, it helps you to increase your processing speed, but do something to challenge your brain. Okay, so let's talk about, I'm going to make a nice salad called a grown-up salad, and by the way, I found this recipe on brainhq.com, which is another brain game company. I believe that's the one that Tom Brady uses. Anyway, so this is the recipe. I'm going to make a nice salad, and I'm going to put in there a whole bunch of foods that are just really great for your brain. And let's start with these blueberries. So blueberries are very rich in antioxidants. They're full of vitamins and minerals like vitamin C, vitamin K, manganese. They are full of dietary fiber. They're very low in calories. They're great for your eyes. Blueberries, very nutrient dense. And then I have dried cranberries that are going to go in here now. They are dehydrated, which means that all the water is sucked out, so there is a little bit more sweetness to them. But cranberries in general are, oh my gosh, they're so good for your body. First, they prevent urinary tract infections. because they prevent the bacteria from attaching to the inside of your intestines or your urinary tract, and so you don't get infections. They fight age-related damage because they have a lot of free radicals, and free radicals lead to aging, or early aging, and so especially in your skin, so that fights that. It promotes heart health. They help prevent the buildup of plaque in your blood vessels, and it helps increase the flow of blood through the blood vessels. So that promotes heart health. It also supports a healthy digestive system, the same way it keeps the bacteria from overgrowing in your digestive system. Too much of that kind of bacteria can also give you an ulcer. So blueberries, awesome. They're also good for your teeth. Oh my goodness. They help stop the bacteria from attaching to your teeth. So that causes decay, as well as it can increase healthy gums. It's high in vitamin C. High in vitamin C. Well, we know what vitamin C does. It's very important to maintaining our health. It helps maintain good cells in our body. It helps our immunity. It's also vital for healing. When you have a wound, vitamin C helps you heal faster and promotes healthy skin, blood vessels, and bones. So our cranberries are a good source of vitamin E. Vitamin E is again good for your skin and hair. So that's a good one. It also helps prevent and fight cancer because the radicals leave damaged cells, which increase your risk of, the free radicals increase your risk of cancer, and cranberries help destroy those free radicals. Also, it supports healthy body after menopause. So when women go through menopause, they develop a higher risk of heart disease. And because the cholesterol levels increase, and cranberries help to bring that cholesterol level down, which decreases their chance of heart disease. And the other thing that it does is it helps prevent infections because it helps fight certain viruses and bacteria. So those are our blueberries. Now our strawberries, these are awesome. And while I talk about these strawberries, I'm going to show you how I cut them because I have a little Holly's helpful hint. In any case, I have this handy dandy tool that I can just go like this and pull out the stems. So let me just do that. And while I do that, let me talk about strawberries. They're really good for your eye health because they're packed with antioxidants. And it helps with macular degeneration, any kind of vision defects. It helps, the potassium reduces the pressure behind the eye. It aids in weight loss. Now, while I do this, just make sure you can see this. I'm using this nice egg slicer. And I saw this this is a Pampered Chef one, and I saw this at a Pampered Chef party, so I can't take credit for it, but boy, do I love it. I just use that, and it makes nice slices. Look at that. Just put it in there, and it falls out. Awesome. So while I talk about these, strawberries also boost immunity because of that vitamin C. Helps increase your immune system to fight off any of those free radicals that cause cancer cells, so we don't want to do that. It also treats inflammation because of the antioxidants in the strawberries. Antioxidants? Oh my goodness, tongue-tied today. That treats inflammation. It goes against any kind of inflammatory disease, which is like arthritis and gout. Strawberries are really good for that. Now, as I'm going through all these wonderful things about all this different food, I can't help thinking that I was at the doctor yesterday. I'm not going to mention who, trying to see whether I qualify for a knee replacement because after 40 years of teaching exercise, my knees are getting shot. Unfortunately, I don't qualify yet, and their solution was take Tylenol every day for the pain. And I looked at them and I said, take Tylenol, but that's not good for your liver. But, oh, it's a low dose. I said, but it's a dose. So I'm not going to take Tylenol every day for the pain, but I am going to take a leave on really bad days. But instead, I'm going to make sure that I add the right kind of fruits and vegetables into my diet to help me alleviate that inflammation. What else do strawberries do? Well, they help reduce hypertension because they improve blood circulation, allowing the blood flow easily. They improve your heart health, which again is part of that. Strawberries are also good to prevent birth defects. So when you're pregnant, a woman usually will take a prenatal vitamin. But strawberries have folate in it, and folate helps reduce any disabilities, birth defects. Folic acid. They also encourage brain function. So they have antioxidants and phytochemicals that, along with the vitamin C, that helps improve cognitive functioning and promote blood circulation to the brain. Who knew all these strawberries, what these strawberries will do? This is so much easier than cutting with a knife. Now, I'm sure I'm cutting more than we need because it was hard to calculate how much we needed from whole strawberries into slices. But I'll do the big ones. Well, you can't ever have too many strawberries. And then the last thing it does is it delays certain cancers because of the flavonoids and its folate. It has quercetin and camphorol. They also help fight tumor growth. So those are strawberries. Awesome. All right, let me do a couple more strawberries here. All the uses for your egg slicer. I'm not sure I slice eggs with it. All right, so that's probably enough with that. Let me move this out of the way. And the next ingredient we're going to talk about are walnuts. Wow, walnuts have a lot of great things associated with them. And I'm just going to chop these a little bit because they're still a little big. But walnuts are great for your heart. They have monounsaturated fatty acids. They're good for diabetes control because it improves the function of the blood vessel lining. It reduces your fasting insulin levels and improves any diabetic neuropathy. So I'm just going to cut a little bit. You see, for handling the knife, I like a bigger knife. That's up to you. I like a little heavier. You hold the handle, put your finger right here, and then you hold the tip down, and then you just move it and bring it down. And I go gentle because I don't want the nuts flying all over the place. Wouldn't be good while I'm on camera. But we don't want them so big in our salad. So walnuts also help reduce inflammation in your body. They're a mood enhancer. Walnuts help produce serotonin. And serotonin relaxes you, which means it's also a good thing to eat before you go to bed because it produces serotonin, which is going to help you sleep better. I like that one. Then we're not counting sheep. All right, let me cut a little bit more. It's also good for your skin. Good for weight management. Although there is a little fat in it, they help increase your metabolism, which is not a bad thing. They help prevent cancer because of the antioxidants in there. Reduces the growth of cancer cells. Just a little bit more here. They enhance bone health. And medical research believe a diet that's rich in antioxidants, polyphenols, and polyunsaturated fats play a vital role in reducing the risk of inflation, which causes cognitive decline and diseases like Alzheimer's. All right, I'm just going to use my hands now. All right, here we go. Great. That's our chopped walnuts. Okay, good. All right, that's great. So now, let me just put this aside. And we have all the ingredients. So we also have spinach. Oh, spinach. Spinach is full of iron. Boosts hydration. Spinach, it curbs your appetite. As a matter of fact, I had scrambled eggs with spinach and tomato this morning, with a little bit of cheese on top. It helps prevent osteoporosis. It cuts the risk of iron deficiency anemia. Remember Popeye the Sailor Man, who was always eating his spinach. It strengthens the immune system. It assists in baby development. It keeps our eyes healthy, and it keeps your heart healthy. So spinach is also in here. So I'm going to build a salad. And I'm going to build it with a little bit of endive, some spinach. I love building salads. I have a salad for lunch most days, and I love to build them. And I hope you don't mind my fingers, and I'm going to put some blueberries on here. Look at the size of these blueberries. These are huge. I got these at Idlewild in Acton, and I think they were from Peru. The strawberries, too, look at them. They're gorgeous. These are from Canada. I mean, I got them from Idlewild still, but they're, I looked at it. They're from Canada. I always love to look and see where. I mean, Idlewild tries to go local as much as possible. I'm big on the fruit. Okay. I'm going to put walnuts on here. Oh, my goodness. Look at how beautiful this looks. I'm going to do some cranberry. Woo! Lots of cranberry. And I'm going to add some feta cheese. Just a little bit of feta to give it a little extra tang. All right. So that is one salad. Now, I didn't do it here during my show, but I did have my husband Steve, who some of you know from other shows, grill some chicken for me last night. And so we might want to do another salad and top it with chicken just to add some protein, because I'm all about having protein as well. So we'll just cut this and add some protein to another salad. So if you're vegetarian, that salad right there is yummy. But if you want to add a little protein, I mean, you could do salmon, which is also really good for your brain. I mean, you could do a little bit of steak, or you can do some chicken. Just making, whoops, that one's not coming apart very well. Okay. So let me build another salad and add that on top. Starting with the endive. Here we go. And then some spinach. Lots of spinach, Popeye. And then I go with the blueberries, these huge blueberries. I can't believe how big these are. These are awesome. Strawberries. We're going to have plenty left over for the crew. I always try to make sure I have plenty of food extra for the crew. All right. We'll do some walnuts. Some cranberries, dried cranberries. Here we go. Some feta. You know me, I'm all about color. And then we'll add some of this chicken on top. About 4 ounces of chicken. And spread that on top. All right, let me put that one out there. Here we go. Now, what I top my salads with is my good old balsamic vinegar. Oh, I know I've talked about this a million times. I get this on eBay, but I found it, we discovered it when Steve and I went to Providence and we did a food tour. And we had, we did a balsamic vinegar tasting. And this was just awesome. Now, it's not cheap, but it's really great. It's very thick, so it's more of a reduction. And then for oil, I use flaxseed oil because flaxseed is so good for you, helps reduce your cholesterol. But I prefer it in the oil instead of just the flax seeds. So I will just drizzle that, a little bit of that on top of things. Here, let me do that, especially, I'll do this one. And just a little bit of the oil. Whoops. I'll hold off, just do it on that one instead of on that one as well. So this is a salad that is really good for your health and specifically good for your brain. So there are ways that you can help prevent Alzheimer's. If you know anybody with Alzheimer's, reach out to the caregivers because it is not easy. You know, my mom was 17 years. It was very tough on my dad. And so people are always looking for a little bit of help. So we have these recipes. You'll find this recipe on my website, Fitting Fitness In. And I want to thank you for joining me today. And I look forward to seeing you next time on Get Healthy with Holly.